Hi everyone, it's Andrew Johns here from the Cash Management Group at Canaccord, and I have an update for you. It's a big one today. The province of British Columbia has lost its coveted AAA credit rating with Standard & Poor's. Now before I go into more details, I want to explain to you how credit ratings work in a personal context. So we're very familiar with what are called credit scores, which is what the banks use to decide how much they're going to charge us when we borrow money from them. So you could have two individuals walk into a bank, they both have a need to borrow a certain amount of money. Same terms, same conditions, but one has a high credit score, one has a low credit score, meaning the one with a low credit score maybe missed out on some credit card payments or they were late on their student loan payments, so they have a low credit score. And someone with a high credit score means that they've done really well in maintaining their sort of debt payments and managing their financial affairs. And as a result, what will happen is the bank will charge the customer with a low credit score a high rate of interest because there's more risk to lending money to that customer. And they'll charge the person with a high credit score a low rate of interest because there's less risk for them to take on. So let's translate this to what happens in the real big world of big finance. Big organizations like corporations, the provinces themselves, and the federal government, they borrow money just like we do as individuals. And they use that money to pay for all the things that have to happen through the course of a year, from healthcare, education, keeping the roads running, paying for police and fire services, and they of course collect revenue through taxes, but in between that, they've got to borrow money on a regular basis, and they borrow that through the bond market. Now, the bond investors out there, they need to know how much risk there is when they're lending their money to these entities. So for example, there's a big difference between lending your money to, say, a provincial government in British Columbia versus the country of Zimbabwe, okay? And so as a result, we have a business of credit rating agencies who will go and spend a great deal of time analyzing these various institutions to see how much risk there is in lending money to them. So the credit rating agencies have created a rating scale that starts from AAA, goes down to AA, single A, triple B, all the way down to D. D is a default, and AAA is the most pristine rating you can possibly have. It's defined as the risk-free rate. It means that there is under no circumstances any chance of someone not getting their money back if they're lending their money through a AAA rated entity. And this is why this is such a big deal. Now, the province of British Columbia had its first credit rating come out in 1966, and it was a AA rating. That rating took 14 years for the provincial government to achieve the esteemed level of a AAA credit rating. That credit rating only lasted for 3 years because, of course, of the economic downturn in the 1980s. And then it took another 24 years for the provincial government to get its AAA credit rating back, which happened in 2007. And for 14 years, this province, unlike any other province in the country, has maintained a AAA credit rating with Standard & Poor's, the largest credit rating agency in the world. And now we've lost it. Keep in mind, it took 14 years to attain this the first time and 24 years to attain it the second time. So this is a very big deal. I don't think any time in the near future will we see the province of British Columbia reestablish its AAA credit rating here in British Columbia. Now, why is this important? Why do you care? Here's why you care. Because the borrowing cost for British Columbians just got quite a bit higher. The borrowing cost is related to the risk. And just like I talked about earlier with your credit score at the bank, the credit score for the province of British Columbia just went down a notch. And I don't think this is the end. There's probably likely going to see another one because that's typically what happens with credit rating agencies is they don't historically cut credit ratings by just one notch. It happens over a period of time and they have further cuts. So in the last month, we've now seen Standard & Poor's cut their credit rating from AAA to AA, and we saw just a month ago Fitch do the same thing. There's only one credit rating left that has a AAA rating for British Columbia, and that is Moody's. If that gets cut, it's going to get worse and worse for this province. The cost of borrowing for the province of BC is going higher, and that's going to be out of the pocketbooks of hardworking British Columbians. It's a very unfortunate situation. I can't say that I think the government can blame COVID on this, because if that was the case, all provinces across the country should be seeing their credit ratings drop, and that hasn't been happening. Of course, it has in Alberta, but not the rest of the provinces across Canada. I hope somehow this BC NDP government can take a look at what's happening and realize that this is going to cost us. They've got to turn the province around. We've got to improve the economy, cut back on the spending, and get this turned around before it costs us dearly for many years to come. We'll have more for you as things unfold. Thanks for listening, and look forward to chatting with you soon. Thank you.